good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are, and whenever you have the opportunity to join me. I'm Dr. Jan. This is Russell Institute of Learning, and I'm so glad you are with me. I am going to share with you my philosophy of education, and this was one of our tools that we had to develop so that we knew what is our purpose in education. And everybody's may be different, which is, hey, everybody is different. So even though you may have 2 teachers, 3 teachers who are teaching the same content, they may teach it differently. And that's what's so exciting about teaching, that when we truly get to have the opportunity to practice our craft, our artistic work of teaching, then you know what? It's different. And so that's why at times we need to be joining together to decide what is the actual outcome of our education and how we are developing it so that our children are going to benefit and they are going to gain independence and ability to be self-sufficient. So I believe children at birth have the propensity for both good and bad behavior. You know, a lot of times when we're in school, we have difficulties with their behavior. But I believe that children could go either way. That, you know, it's that old question about nurture versus nature. But they have the propensity to go either way. Human development without intervention tends to take the path of least resistance. An example is if given a choice between 2 tasks, one perceived as easy and fun versus one perceived difficult and intellectual, human nature will choose the easy and fun. So that's why, again, if we can couple fun with education, it allows the child to start taking responsibility and ownership for their own education. I also believe nature and nurture both impact the developmental process, including rate of development and developmental potential. I do not believe a deficit in either should be used as an excuse not to challenge students to strive for higher developmental achievements. That in itself is a mouthful. Just because I need an IEP or because I have a speech impediment, because I'm blind, because I have a physical ailment, none of those should be used to as an excuse not to challenge students to strive for higher developmental achievements. Also, I believe learning occurs through self-discovery. A teacher is a facilitator, a guide, should provide an environment where students can actively participate in the learning process. Active participation internalizes and assists students in developing a schemata upon which to build future learning. So we have to scaffold their learning. And that's why even as kindergartens, pre-school age, helping them to have the excitement about learning. And I can remember with my grandsons that, you know, we'd get down and sit on the stoop of the house and look at the little ants and talk about them. And can you see the difference? So that they then always wanted to have that discovery. Also, I believe the development of children is fluid. Children develop in stages emotionally, cognitively, and physically. Each area develops independently and yet interdependently of the other areas. Forward developmental progress within each individual area is dependent upon previous experience. There are periods and circumstances that can delay or interrupt forward progress. Developmental delay has greater probability of being overcome versus overcoming developmental interruption. So our goal is we need to keep giving intervention, keep teaching the children what I would call is a spiral, cyclical type of learning, so that, yes, I heard it. I heard that last year. Well, I hear it again, but this time add a little bit more. Because whatever they may have missed before, now, depending on what's going on, a light bulb goes on. And light bulb moments are great for teachers. I believe each child is unique and develops differently, though at times similarly. And this is my biggest concern as I keep expressing that as we put our children in a box and we expect them by the end of first grade, second grade, third grade to have these skills and then be tested at third and fifth or sixth or whatever grade, we have then jeopardized the true learning and education of children because we are expecting them to all learn the same content at the same speed in the same way. Don't get me started. I'm just reading my philosophy of education. Also, I believe teachers have the challenge and the responsibility to treat each student with dignity and respect. Teachers must build upon this positive rapport to establish a safe learning environment that stimulates a child to learn at his or her highest capabilities while the child negotiates the physical, emotional, and cognitive development process to adulthood. There is so much going on in our children that if all we are focusing on is the mental development, we are forgetting that, or that's just the academic. Academic doesn't necessarily, it's the mental development. That is the knowledge, but the capability to understand and apply and see the world, how it's interconnected. That takes time for a child. And then they're emotional, from being a child of very great dependence to independence, and the letting go, the holding on, and how much do I let go, and where can I give respect, and oh my goodness. Oh, and then you put boys and girls. That's why I love middle school, because you know what? They're just starting to get their hormones, and they're just leaving childhood. They're not quite into adolescence of full onset, but they're starting to have all this confusion, and I am so tender to them and enjoy the laughter and the clarity that they are still having and negotiating. And then their cognitive development. We need to assist our children in mind, body, and spirit so that they are growing and they become a well-rounded adult. This is Journey. Oh, wrong one. This is Russell Institute of Learning Sidebar Education. I'm so glad you joined me. I'm Dr. Jan. Please like, follow, share, and comment. And I am hoping, again, that we are starting the conversation so that we are all going to be on the same page, moving in the same direction, desiring the best education for our children because they are our future. Thanks, and I'll see you tomorrow.